Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about the Pahadis or the Padaris. They are proposed for scheduled caste status in Jammu and Kashmir. So a bill has been proposed in the Jammu and Kashmir to include the Pahadis and the Padaris to be inducted into the scheduled caste category. So let us first look at the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then about the Pahadi ethnic group, the Padaris tribe, what are scheduled tribes, constitutional provisions related to the scheduled tribes, statutory provisions related to the scheduled tribes in our country, and distribution of scheduled tribes in whole of India. In the end, prelims MCQ and a mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is issues related to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and also from the constitution perspective. Very important topic from both prelims, mains and also from the essay perspective, especially about the scheduled caste, constitutional provisions and statutory provisions. The news has been taken from the Indian Express and this says, who are the Pahadis and the Padaris proposed for ST status in Jammu and Kashmir? So who are they? Who are they? Since how long are they present? What is their significance? What is their population in the state? And all other factors. Are they eligible to be inducted into the scheduled caste tribes? So let us see what has happened is that the government has brought a bill to include 4 communities in the list of scheduled tribes in Jammu and Kashmir. So a bill has been proposed or a bill has been brought to include 4 communities in total in the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir. Then these tribes are, which are included in the bill are Gadda, Brahmin, Koli, Padari tribe and the Pahadi ethnic group. So these are the 4 tribes. You can remember the name of the 4 tribes because many a times the name of the tribe is asked, that this tribe belongs to which area, or this tribe been included recently into the scheduled tribe category or not. Then the Constitution Jammu and Kashmir Scheduled Tribes Order Amendment Bill 2023 was introduced in Lok Sabha. So this amendment bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha and this amendment bill talks about inclusion of the 4 scheduled tribes in the scheduled tribes of Jammu and Kashmir. Then about the scheduled tribe communities which are present now in Jammu and Kashmir. The dominant communities in Jammu and Kashmir are Gujars and Bakarwals. So they are the dominant communities as of now in Jammu and Kashmir. So about Bakarwals, they are known to be nomadic people. Nomadic people means they move from one place to another place. So they usually migrate with their livestock to the higher reaches in the summer and they come back during the onset of the winters. So during summers they go to higher reaches and then at the time of winters they come back. And they also take their livestock with them. And if we talk about the population, then their population is around 18 lakhs. And the Gujar Bakarwal are the 3rd largest group after Kashmiris and Dogras in Jammu and Kashmir. So after the Kashmiris and the Dogras, the 3rd largest group in Jammu and Kashmir are the Gujar Bakarwal. Then in the year 1991, the scheduled tribe status was given plus 2 smaller groups of Gaddis and Sippis. They were also given the status of the scheduled tribe. And with the status of the scheduled tribe also comes with it the 10% reservation in government jobs and admission to the educational institutions. So when someone gets the scheduled tribe status in Jammu and Kashmir, they also get 10% reservation in the government jobs and the admission to the education institutions. And also in the year 2019, 10% quota in the Lok Sabha and assembly seats in Jammu and Kashmir was also given to the scheduled tribe communities. So 10% reservation in government jobs first, second admission in the educational institutions, and third in the Lok Sabha and assembly seat in the Jammu and Kashmir. Now about the Pahadi ethnic group which has been included in the bill to be included in the scheduled tribe category. So Pahadis are Hindus, Muslims and Sikh. So they are Hindus, Muslim and Sikh, and their inclusion demand going on since the time of 1990s. So it is not that for the very first time the demand to include the Pahadis in the scheduled tribe category has been raised. The demand has been going on since the time of 1990s, and in the year 2019 4% reservation in jobs and educational institutions were given. 4% reservation were given to them in the year 2019, and it was retired Justice G.D. Sharma Commission who appointed to identify groups who were socially, educationally and economically backward. So this commission looked after the groups which were socially, educationally and economically backward, and they submitted a report. And then what happened was, and the commission also recommended the scheduled tribe status for Gadda Brahmins, Kolis, Paddari tribe and the Pahadi ethnic group. So the commission, the retired Justice G.D. Sharma Commission also talked about giving the scheduled tribe status to these 4 communities. Then the report was sent to the Tribal Affairs Ministry and the Registrar General approved it in the year 2022. Then the Registrar General also approved it by saying that these 4 communities needs to be included in the scheduled tribe. Now about the Paddaris tribe. According to the 2011 census, the population of the Paddari tribe is 21,548, and within this population around 83.6% people are Hindus, 9.5% are Buddhist and 6.8% are Muslims. So already the population of Paddaris are not very high, and among the Paddaris majority of them are Hindus and they speak the Paddari language. And the population is, it is not that the population is restricted to only one area of Jammu and Kashmir. They are scattered all through the Jammu and Kashmir, be it north, south, east or west. They are scattered everywhere. Now let us come to the topic of scheduled tribe. So who are scheduled tribe? So according to the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, they say that scheduled tribe, the status of scheduled tribes can be given to tribes which actually tick mark few of the characters, and they need to have primitive traits. They need to have the primitive old traits. The culture heritage needs to be there. Then the geographical isolation. It is not that they are very well accepted into the society. They have been into the isolation since a long period of time. They need to have a distinct and a different culture as compared to others. Then they need to be economically backward. They are not very well accepted into the jobs all over India or all over the world. Then they are shy of contact with community at large. So it is seen that the geographical isolation, they also try to limit themselves and do not come out, and societally also they are not accepted very much. So these are few of the characters of getting included in the scheduled tribe. Now let us talk about the constitutional provisions. Then about Article 366 Clause 25, it talks about that scheduled tribe means such tribes or tribal communities or parts of or groups within tribes or tribal communities as are deemed under Article 342 to be scheduled tribes for the purpose of this constitution. So Article 366 says that the people who are included under Article 342, they can be included in the category of scheduled tribes. Now let us look at Article 342. Article 342 talks about that the President of India, with respect to any state or union territory, may specify the tribes, tribal communities, part of a group within tribal communities as scheduled tribe. So according to the Article 342 Clause 1, it is the President of India with the prior consultation of the governor in case of a state. So the president, only the president of India can specify a group to be included in the scheduled tribe category. The president can get the consultation with the governor, but the primary responsibility of specifying a group under the scheduled caste group lies with the president of India. So president with consultation with the governor in case of a state. Then in the 5th schedule of the constitution, it lays out provisions for the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes in states other than the 6th schedule states. So apart from the 6th schedule states, all other lies under the 5th schedule. And then the 6th schedule talks about what? It deals with the administration of the tribal areas only in 4 states, and that is Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram. So 6th schedule talks specifically about 4 states, that is tribal groups in 4 states only, that is Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. And 5th schedule is other than 6th schedule states. It means other than Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. So these are few of the constitutional provisions related to the scheduled tribes. Now let us talk about the statutory provisions which has been taken in our country for the upliftment of the scheduled tribes. Then few of them are Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955 against untouchability. Then Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. Then provisions of the Panchayat, extension to the Scheduled Areas Act 1996, extension to the scheduled areas, and then Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act of 2006. So these are few of the statutory provisions. Earlier what we saw was constitutional provisions, and these are the statutory provisions made by an act. Now let us talk about the distribution of scheduled tribe in India. So the number of individual ethnic groups notified as scheduled tribe is around 705 in India, and these are notified. These are notified, and according to the 2011 census, because the present census has not been disclosed till now, so we will talk about from the perspective of 2011 census. So the population of scheduled tribes is around 8.6% of the total population. So if we talk about 100% of population, then what is the population of scheduled tribes? Then that is 8.6%. So it is not even 10% of the total population. Then around 89.9%, you can say 90% of them live in rural areas, while around 10% lives in urban areas. So majority of the scheduled tribes are staying or living in the rural areas. Then the sex ratio for scheduled tribe is 990 females per 1000 males. So that is pretty much fine. If we will talk about and compare it with other states also, then that is 990 females per 1000 males. And they mainly inhabit in central India and northeastern states. So the majority of the scheduled tribes in India is present in central India, that is the region of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and the northeastern states. And the highest number of scheduled tribes in India is present in which state? It is the state of Madhya Pradesh, 14%, then Chhattisgarh 7%, Jharkhand around 8%, Andhra Pradesh is 5%. So these are few of the facts of with regard to the scheduled tribes. Now in the end, a prelims MCQ, and this is a PYQ of the year 2022, and many a times the questions have been asked from this topic of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So you need to be very careful and very well versed with this topic. Then if a particular area is brought under the 5th schedule of the Constitution of India, which one of the following statements best reflects the consequence of it? And you need to talk about best reflects. So it can be that among the 4, more than one can be correct, but you need to talk about the best reflection. A. This would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. B. This would create a local self-governing body in that area. C. This would convert that area into a union territory. And D. The state having such areas would be declared a special category state. So very nice question and a very recent PYQ also. So try to solve it and give me the answer in the comment section. Last mains practice question, and this is also a PYQ. of the year 2017. Write it in 150 words, and the question says what are the two major legal initiatives by the state since independence, since the time of 1947, addressing discrimination against scheduled tribes. So this is a very straightforward question. Since the time of independence, you have to talk about any of the two major legal initiatives which have been taken by the state. So first of all, talk about the scheduled tribes, and then write about them, write about their features, and then what are the problems that they face, and then talk about the measures that has been taken for their betterment. So try to do your answer writing practice, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.